The following program contains scenes with coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Coming up on Dust Up.
There was a set of hydro lines. I'll be honest, I was praying. I was thinking, oh, Lord.
It's supposed to freeze tonight. It'll kill the crop.
Come on. It's just like, when are you going to get here? Get here fast. You can't do it fast, I'm afraid. Hold on to your panties, boys.
It's the end of the season in Canada's agricultural heartland. The time of year when farmers finally harvest the crops they've worked so hard to grow. But this year, rather than celebrating, they're feeling desperation.
That out there where it's all yellow, that's all young stuff that was wet and it's got to catch up.
The crops that have survived the summer's record rainfall are late in ripening, and that means a later harvest. Now, farmers are up against the worst threat of all. A killing frost. Plunging temperatures can destroy an entire season's yield overnight. Their best defense? Desiccants. Chemicals that dry out the crops, protect them from the cold, and make them ready to harvest sooner. More than ever, farmers are depending on crop dusters like Nipawin's Top Gun sprayer, Brennan Jardine. For Brennan, battling the elements has been par for the course. This summer he's faced down more fierce rain and heavy wind than ever before, and survived. So far.
There's a sense of urgency always at harvest time, but this year it's been really crazy.
Yeah, here he comes.
They're on pins and needles, eh?
Hey, Dad!
It's just like, when are you going to get here? Get here fast. You can't do it fast, I'm afraid.
Today, in the township of Garden River, treacherous crosswinds forced Brennan to make an emergency landing in a stubble field, and he survived by the skin of his teeth.
That's enough of that. Like, I don't know, man. She's getting worse instead of better. That last field, I was just like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Now, two loyal customers are pressuring him to go up again.
They're more panicked than usual. It's like, I need that field sprayed. We'll maybe check the weather, see if the wind's going to come down.
There are only a few short hours of daylight left, but the Scraggs are worried that if Brennan doesn't get to their crops, the frost will.
If we get a window tonight, I'll do it, if it calms down a bit. So, pressure's on.
300 kilometers away in Wynyard, Travis Carley is on his way to visit farmer Ron Kasmar. His Piper Brave spray plane has been stuck in the mud at the local airstrip. Ron has been waiting for Travis to spray his dying canola crop with an herbicide to control the weeds.
It was a bad summer for him. Everybody was so busy that nobody could get to him. This is the canola, what's left of it.
Sadly, it's too late. The weeds have killed the entire canola crop.
Timing was the big thing. It had to be sprayed in a certain amount of time in order to save the crop.
He lost an easy $150,000 here. If we would have been able to get out here and spray when I was supposed to, he wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Ron has one more canola field that's still viable, if it's sprayed immediately. It's a chance for Travis to save the day. At the airstrip, the runway is finally dry enough for a takeoff.
It's sad to see the loss that he suffered. So I'm very happy to finally spray for him.
But Travis's run of bad luck hasn't ended.
Come on.
The engine won't start.
More?
Travis has bet everything on this new plane.
It's been really frustrating. You know, you pay a lot of money. It comes and it's not working. It's horrible timing. It turns out that the alternator was dead. Piss me off now.
Travis is Ron Kasmar's only hope, and the odds of coming through for him are decreasing by the minute.
It's a real son of a bitch is what it is.
Back in Garden River, Brennan Jardine is racing to the Scragg Brothers flax field.
Should be a road up here. I try to think of what's best for the farmers. What would I do if that was my crop out there?
For farmers in Saskatchewan, Environmental challenges have always come with the territory. The mid-1930s brought 10 years of drought that turned rich prairie soil to dust and ravaged farms. But this is a land of extremes, and for every drought, there's a flood. This summer was the wettest in prairie history. Crops were devastated as 1/3 of the province's fields were submerged, and 200 municipalities were declared disaster zones.
I'm going to go look at this field. I know they'll be really happy with me if I do it.
Despite dangerous high winds, Brennan might risk one last spray job before the sun goes down.
What's dangerous here is I've got gusty conditions, and I'm flying into the sun. And as the sun comes down, it's more blinding. I don't know if I'm going to spray or not.
These are prime conditions for losing another plane, or worse.
There's a balancing act between their livelihood and my life, right?
Brennan decides it's too risky.
I only got one life.
But if the freeze hits tonight, tomorrow may be too late.
Looks like we're going to get some frost tonight. They're calling for a little cooler tonight. -3 degrees. Could be damaging some crops.
It's enough to change Brennan's mind.
Hold on to your panties, boys.
Brennan Jardine has had a change of heart. With a frost warning threatening to destroy his customer's crop, he's decided to throw caution to the wind. Hours ago, the gusty winds nearly did him in, and now they've gotten worse.
Sometimes when the pressure's on, you gotta go, right?
Not to mention the blinding sun.
This gives you an idea, right? See, we're going into the sun with a bit of speed. You just can't see It makes life a little more interesting than a guy really wants it.
Back at the plane, Farmer Al Scragg is waiting.
It's supposed to freeze tonight. It's supposed to be -5, so that'll kill the crop. So we want to get her done.
It's 6:35 p.m., and Brennan will have to leave in 5 minutes to get the job done before sunset.
Come on!
But Brennan's working without a ground crew. Now he's 15 minutes behind, and darkness is closing in.
Probably don't have back for one, don't we?
And that's a huge problem. This job requires 2 loads.
Up clear!
He's getting her done. You gotta go when you gotta go, eh?
Back in Nipawin, another farmer is struggling to save his crop. Brennan's father, Bud Jardine.
Well, he couldn't jump.
Last year, Bud lost half his harvest to bad weather.
I had a crooked crop last year, and I didn't get it all. I got a better crop this year.
And you think you might get 20,000 bushels?
Only if we get it off.
High five, let's hope we get it off.
Yes.
But Bud's harvest is at a standstill. He can't take any more wheat off the fields unless he solves a serious problem.
The wheat was wetter today than it was the other day because of all that rain, eh?
His wheat is too moist to sell, and no buyer is willing to dry it. Because he can't move the grain, it's piling up.
We're going to run out of space.
His bins are overflowing.
It's spoiled. Turns moldy and all kind of shit happens there. Go right through the whole bin.
But Bud won't give up without a fight. He brings in a propane grain dryer. He'll dry the wheat himself.
Hopefully get the dryer going, and as we dry it, we'll try to move it out to the market.
The dryer is old and hasn't been used for years. Bud's neighbor steps up to lend a hand, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, I got no power. I don't know what's wrong with it, Bud.
Bud is on the brink of losing his crop for the 2nd year in a row.
Nothing.
It's frustrating.
This machine is his only hope. They check the last possible connection. Success at last. Bud can finally move the grain in his bins to market and make room for more. The harvest is back on.
It's a great feeling, especially when we have such bad memories of last year, and we don't take it for granted, believe me. You know.
In Garden River, Brennan has taken to the air, and so far he's managing in the heavy winds. But he's flying directly into the sun.
and I had to fly it east and west because that was a longer part of the field.
And it's every bit as treacherous as he expected.
I can't see, right? It's like if you're catching a pop fly and you're looking into the sun, it can get a little bit dangerous, right? You can't really see. Next thing you know, you got a ball in your face, right? There was power lines on that field, and as you're coming in, you can't really see them. You're blinded by the sunset, right? And you're doing 120 mile an hour, so it's very fast, right? So you're coming in, and then I'm looking, and I could see that other pole. Then I went, oh! And I've just missed the power lines. So that split second makes the difference between crashing and not crashing. It could make the difference of living or dying.
Brennan finishes the first load. Then, with a curtain of darkness dropping, he makes a bold decision.
So I came back, landed, got loaded up. It might not have been the right choice, but I decided to go ahead with it.
The last load will take 25 minutes. In 8, it will be dark. The math is not adding up. Flying into the sun was hard enough. Now Brennan Jardine is facing complete darkness. Brennan Jardine is spraying the Scragg brothers' crops to save them from the killing frost. And it might just get him killed. He's flying in near darkness.
So it went from sun in my eyes to dark, and now you can't see anything. And my airplane isn't rigged up for night flying.
Without lights, Brennan has to rely on his GPS and his memory of the field's many obstacles.
I'm trying to see my GPS. I can't really see where I'm going, so I just gave her.
And he gets the job done. But now, it's time to land.
Landing in the dark, if you don't have a lit strip, very front of the plane is a landing light. They're not very bright. You know, it takes a little bit of skill, but you gotta have a little bit of luck, eh?
Once again, luck is on Brennan's side. He manages to touch down in one piece.
Mission accomplished, and I'm still on the right side of the grass, fortunately. Check out the official timepiece, 7:50. Actually landed at 7:49. I left at 7:22, but I pushed it and I got it done. Hey, man.
The Scragg's crops will survive the night.
Yeah.
And Brennan has survived the flight. Early the next morning, Brennan takes a road trip down memory lane to Bud Jardine's farm.
This is my stomping ground. I grew up here.
With his grain off the field and dry enough to sell, Bud is finally getting it off to market. Bud isn't aware that Brennan is about to arrive and stir things up.
I try to have a little fun with him, but there's certain areas that I won't go because of our history.
It's a history fraught with conflict. And this past year, tensions have reached a boiling point.
What are you doing? You are so full of shit, Brett.
Anchor.
You want to
I want to pull it up.
You think I'm stupid?
You're a lion.
Yes.
Now, Brennan makes an unexpected gesture.
If you've got some post-harvest to do, we can get the 2 airplanes, and we'll just clean it up here in a short time, and then it's done, right?
Yeah.
The fields that Bud has harvested need to be sprayed to get them ready for next season. With a second plane in the air, Bud can get the job done tonight.
All right, see you later. He wasn't jumping for joy and going, oh, yeah, it sure is nice to see you, Brennan. Probably threw him off a little bit, maybe, eh?
Bud is reluctant to count on Brennan actually showing up with his plane.
That might be pushing our luck. Go straight ahead, regardless, in case none of that happens, you know?
Travis Carley has picked up his other plane, and now he's racing back to Ron Kazmar's farm.
I had no real choice but to come home and get the Pawnee and go back.
With his Brave still broken down at the airstrip, the smaller Pawnee will have to do. But when Travis lands, the winds that nearly did in his rival Brennan have arrived in Wynyard.
It's too windy. That'd throw you around to beat out, wouldn't it?
If it gets too windy, you run a lot higher risk of having an accident, and you got to make the decisions as the pilot. I mean, it's your life up there.
With his honor and his reputation on the line, Travis makes a bold call. Now it's his turn to take on the high winds.
It's very, very rough right now. Very rough.
It's the strongest wind Travis has ever sprayed in.
As soon as you're off the ground, then it's just, wow, one way to the other.
I guess that's why we wear helmets.
It started to get worse and worse. And you start using just about full controls to keep it level. You know, ailerons, rudder, you know, all the way around, power settings.
Travis is determined to save Ron's crop, but he may be in over his head. And the worst is yet to come.
There was a set of hydro lines. I'll be honest, I was praying. I was just thinking, oh, Lord.
Travis Carley's plane is being tossed around in some of the strongest winds the rookie crop duster has ever sprayed in.
Moving along at 110 mile an hour, and all of a sudden it just got you. Really got to work to fly it.
And what's more, there are hydro lines in the middle of the field.
It's very stressful.
This is advanced crop dusting, and Travis has no training. He's taught himself by watching other pilots like Brennan Jardine.
You never look at the line when you get close to it. You just focus straight out ahead of the plane. Don't look down, don't look up, and just fly it. Pretend it's not even there. And once you hit that commitment point, you stick to it no matter what. You got no choice. Went under the line, and it was a super good feeling. First time is pretty intense.
The winds persist, and so does Travis.
It was a bad day, but we got it done.
Travis's commitment to getting the job done doesn't go unnoticed by his new customer.
The great thing I like about Travis is what he ended up doing in order to save the crop. And I was very appreciative.
We're happy, he's happy.
Finally.
Yeah, finally.
With his hard-won victory behind him, Travis heads back to Nipawin where his kids are waiting. He's the first to admit that his work takes center stage, but parenting is a big part of the equation.
Kids are really into the planes, which is good because I plan to try and build a business that they'll be able to take over and do and maybe not have so many struggles. It's exciting for me to try and build something up for them.
But if this year has taught the upstart sprayer one thing, it's that success doesn't come easily.
Business is business. There's always challenges, but overall, I think it's been a good year. It's interesting. It's fun. I love it, actually. I really do, yeah. Well, thank you, guys. Now I'll feed you when you get home.
Bud Jardine has waited for Brennan for over an hour. Brennan has offered to join his father in the air for the first time in years, but now there's no sign of him.
Here, let's on normal. Email. Brennan looks after the people that are close to him. He'll be a lot better off.
Bud prepares to spray by himself.
Okay, Alvin, shoot the juice to me there, Bruce.
He's waited long enough. Then,
Better late than never.
Yeah.
the tension is palpable. But it's time to fly, and a tandem flight can be dangerous.
I think the last time we sprayed in the same field would probably be 10 or 12 years ago. Okay, Brennan, so all I'm going to worry about is my side and don't cross the middle.
The mission plan is in place, but Brennan has reservations.
See, I haven't been around him as much, so I don't know where he's at, right? Is his judgment off a little bit, or isn't it, or, there's enough stuff bent around here, I just don't want to be part of the bent stuff.
But risk is Brennan's middle name. He's still in. What Bud and Brennan are about to do is not for amateurs.
So So I just focused on myself, but I kind of kept an eye on him quite a bit. You know, I mean, like he could have a collision, right?
Instincts and skill both play a part in this flight. And in the air, father and son experience the passion they share.
He's a good pilot. Probably about the best pilot around in Crop Spring.
Bud's getting a little bit older, but he's still good to go, and all of a sudden we're back doing our thing, right? I had some fun with it. You know, like the boys are back and we're rocking and rolling.
The moment is a rare one, and for Bud and Brennan, it's been a long time coming.
That was scary to watch.
That's so much fun, I'm going out again.
United we stand, divided we fall.
Brennan prepares to leave before the sun sets. One landing in the dark is enough for him.
Well, thanks for coming on over.
Yeah, you betcha.
It's too bad you have to go back. We could have cooked a steak tonight.
This brings back memories. Well, I think that step is a step forward. It's a positive thing for the relationship between me and my dad.
It was good to see Brennan come up here. That was a positive move. And it's most welcome.
As the season draws to a close, a small step for father and son. What next year will bring is anyone's guess.
But we got a bit of a history, right? So now where do we go from here? What's the next stage for the Jardinskis?
There is potential for things to be better. So, it's always good to see things going in the right direction. Elvin specializes in trapping mice.
And then the mouse, he'll come and he'll go.
He gets good quality traps. He likes the right kind of peanut butter. This is Skippy peanut butter.
We'll have to set a trap here. You won't get out of that one.
You got yourself a trophy. Don't piss around with Elvin.